So Jake Butcher here. Thank you guys both for doing this. Long, you guys are awesome for doing it. But basically, on what Danny had finished up saying, same things we hear on the federal level, where we have these turncoat people, or we have so many people that change their minds, but we put them in office for something else, for other platform. But until there was a social media like Real America's Voice and Steve Bannon and all these like Matt Gaetz and Marjorie Taylor Greene and all these people, until we started actually communicating with these people because they let us know who are the ones that are turning the back on the people, is there anything that platform where we would know prior to a vote, not after a vote, that these people aren't supporting these SB1s and 1422, all these things? Are you guys putting anything out that says, hey, we got representative whatever in whatever county, we need to call him, we need to blast him with all, because basically we got really good turnout from like CRs and that just happened and raising the debt ceiling, all this kind of stuff. We had, I think, successes even though we had people that turned on us. Is there anything out there that we want to look at this recall vote? But I guess it's down to the point where I guess everything I'm hearing, you get 15 people to a breakfast. It's of the people, for the people, by the people, basically. So now we got to do the work, right?
Yeah, and Jake, I think some of the problem is people in that they're not going to listen to people in Adams County. It's finding our friends in other counties that are like-minded.
Is there anybody doing a lobby? Is there anybody?
There's groups out there that track this, Commonwealth Foundation, things like that do track. It depends on the issue, right? Moms for Liberty is a great group. I know they do great work of tracking that on a local level. There are groups like that, like on issues that say, because not every issue is. There's not one entity out there that tracks every single issue. Other than if you go and look how people vote. Publicly, you can go on the General Assembly website and pull up any bill, and you can see exactly how everybody voted.
After the fact.
After the fact.
You guys are trying to get over this number.
Sure.
To be able to get the votes. These people. It worked. Federal level. So I don't know if there's.
Sometimes we don't know. Sometimes we don't know how people are going to vote until. There's people that don't even tell us how they're going to vote. The Fairness Act was a perfect example. That's what they called it, the Fairness Act. But dealing with the LGBTQ plus XYZ, all the we thought we had members in seats that took a really tough vote to stick with us. Took a really tough vote. And then we had two members that we didn't know were going to vote yes and voted yes on it, and it passed. So, and we didn't know that at all until the board lit up. So sometimes you don't know.
Well, then I guess we need to call.
Sometimes you never know. Sometimes they never say a word. They sit there quietly. Next thing you know, you see a yes vote when everybody else is no. You go, oh my God, what the hell are you doing? And one of those votes on that bill Torrin was just talking about was a 21-year-old boy in the legislature, and he was following the guy that has the district next to him. He just following along. 21 years old. I don't have a problem with 21-year-olds, but you ought to.
You know what? There's people of all ages that are just sheep.
Well, in that day, he was a sheep.
Along. Look at Act 77.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of sheep there.
We could talk about Act 77 for a while.
We will on another date. Jerry, do you have a question? Alan? One more question, and we are going to wrap this up.
This is more of just a comment. I've been sitting here listening to everybody, and it's kind of nice to hear because I realize I'm not alone. I had a conversation with Charlotte just the other night, and I realized it's time to stop being angry and get involved. And I think what I'm hearing is pretty much how I feel. I'm so disappointed in the Republican Party from the beginning down to the bottom. There is no fire in the belly. There's nobody that I feel is standing up and fighting. And you both mentioned, and this is an attack, it's just a general, you both mentioned about getting back into the majority. And every time I have a conversation with someone about this type of stuff, I always hear, well, that's not us. That's not how we play the game. When you get back into the majority, you need to be ruthless. You need to give them back everything that they've done to us. Everything. From the pandemic to shutting people down. Enough. The American people have had enough. Enough is enough. But you folks, any Republican needs to get a fire in their belly and fight back. And I mean a real fight. Play dirty just like they are. It's time to be that. And that's my comment.
All right, thank you.
We have fire in the belly all the time. We cannot sit on our behinds and expect somebody else to do it. Because that's why we're the predicament that we are. We need the Lord, and we need to have a spiritual revival that's the only thing that's going to save this country. But that guys like the U.S. president are doing a noble job. But boy, oh boy, this has budget staff so hard against them. It's really difficult these days to get something done. And I understand the frustration you guys have, and I understand the frustration that everybody here has. But we just got to stand up and speak the truth, or we're going to get covered up.
Well, I just want to, Charlotte, thanks for doing this.
All right, well,
yeah.
I just want to explain Jerry. Jerry is a frequent caller to the Adams County Republican Committee. I listen to the voicemails that he leaves.
Sorry.
Over and over again because and I looked up your voting record. He is a hard Republican. Never met. Today is the first time. It just so happened on Thursday we were at the office and he called. I looked at the phone and I thought, this is after hours. Why in the heck is Mr. Michaels calling after hours? And I answered the phone. He was expressing his frustrations. And I said, well, come to our picnic on Saturday and express it there. So he accepted the invitation.
Thanks.
So Jerry is an example of what is all over Adams County. Thank you, Jerry.
And just real quick, thank you guys for being here. Thanks for holding us accountable. Charlotte, thanks for doing this. I think we learned a lot too.
I wore a red shirt so you couldn't really tell where the blood was coming out.
Yeah, so I appreciate the
No,
opportunity.
thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
All right,
guys.
thank them both for giving us this opportunity. And again, this is the first time that Adams County has actually hosted a town hall. I don't know why this does not happen every year. Every year?
Remember, I was
Yes,
supposed to be at the
every year.
beach this weekend, and I canceled just for you.
Good, good. Thank you both. Thank you both.